to go live. It's time to go live. It's time to go live. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hold on, let me cap this pen. Pop. I capped that pen. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm sure there are like 800 other chats going right now. It's Saturday night. It's 9 o'clock. This seems like prime chatting time. And I'm sure that many of you are other places. Why is nothing playing? Everyone's asking. Hold on one sec. Going live. Yo, okay. No. I had to turn on my Wi-Fi again. I keep doing that. I keep leaving my phone in LTE mode, and then I turn on my Wi-Fi when I realize that it's probably going to stutter through the whole thing. How you guys doing tonight? I honestly, I will tell you this. Amro Muhammad Khalil says, you have the best content and your art inspires me, Mr. Van Sciver. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Hi, EPA Rock. Is it EPA Rock or EPA Rock? I wonder what your name means. Yeah. So tonight there's crazy in the air. I don't know if you've noticed. I have. There's a lot of lunacy going on, and it's all you can do to just kind of maintain your, good temper, to stay at ease and calm, and not to just go, what is going on with people? Everyone is nuts. My voice just got your baby to stop crying. That's wonderful. Yeah, there are weirdos tonight. Is it a full moon? Does anybody know? Will someone go outside and see if the moon is round or if it's shaped like a smile? I honestly, I feel like it's got to be a full moon, because people are nutty. I have a stalker. Her name is familiar to you guys, and she is very, very excited right now at the possibility of, further making my life difficult. And why? Why? What am I haven't done anything to anyone. I'm very, very nice. Not even to this person, who was basically is angry with me because I blocked her from my Facebook page because she was getting a little too close to me. And it was uncomfortable. She was saying uncomfortable things. So we block people like that. That's what we do. And ever since then, and I forgot about her right after that. And ever since then, she's been on a crusade against, I don't know. You know who. Yeah, this person is not a troll. They are an ogre. They are an ogre. Okay. I know, I don't deserve any of this. You're exactly right. What I deserve is nice messages from people like Marco at Gotham City Pizza, who today left this nice message on my Facebook page. This is an update from Gotham City Pizza. Update: Gotham City Pizza door has been ordered. It's a special order because we have hurricane-proof glass, and that's actually why they didn't get in, if, in fact, they were trying to get in. That's because one of the suspects from another break-in, okay, so if you guys remember, there was another break-in a week before at a barbecue place. They caught that guy. And the cops, okay, so I'll keep reading. They caught one of the suspects from the other break-in, and the detective said he confessed on a couple of others, but he knew nothing about ours. So they don't believe that the barbecue one and this pizza one, Gotham City Pizza, were related. No suspect from our shop at this point, but they believe it was a standalone incident. Again, not saying it was because of Ethan Van Sciver's visit, but we don't know why it happened at all. All right, so that is the update on Gotham City Pizza. Hey, it still could be a burglary. We don't want to jump to conclusions. I would prefer it very much if, I prefer it very much if it was a burglary, frankly. But my feeling is that a burglar would have broken in through the glass. Hurricane proof is great, but you can still break through it, and they would have completed the crime, especially since there was no alarm. There was no reason for them to run away, to flee. So at this point, yes, maybe it was someone who wanted to eat pizza so bad. Who knows, guys? Who knows? I mean, what we should do is just try harder. I most of the time I'm finding myself. I had a talk with Andrea tonight, where I just said, I feel so much better when I take a moment and take a breath and don't react with anger, even though some of this stuff deserves anger. It deserves my anger. But if I just take a moment and breathe and calm myself and realize I'm okay, I'm safe, my family is safe, I'm happy and healthy, and people really can't get close enough to hurt me. So I am able to, I have the luxury of being forgiving and kind and just, okay, let's kind of move forward at this point. The other option is to be afraid and to stay home and, to react the way I think they want me to, which is out of anger, and I won't do it. Not even towards trolls or ogres. I will not react with anger. Anyway, hold on. Let me have a drink of this Rockstar. Yeah. What is it that I said before? Mark reminds me. Anger is misplaced love. Okay, so that is true. Don't say ew. Anger is misplaced love. The kind of anger that people feel towards, say, Dan Slott is misplaced love because, and I told Dan this, and I've told him this many times, your fans want to love you because you write Spider-Man and they love Spider-Man, so they want to love you, and you got to let them love you. And if you don't let them love you the way they want to, which is just to be fans, then they're going to turn on you. And that, Rockstar is gross. Emily? Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm used to it now. I like the little sugar-free Rockstars. Okay. All right. So it's gross. Well, let me tell you, I'm gross. All right. So let's see. What else did I want to update you on? Nothing. There's some news out of DC. You guys are going to hear about it soon. If you don't hear about it tomorrow, tonight, you'll hear about it tomorrow. It's just an unfortunate situation, and makes me sad. It makes me sad all around, but it is what it is. All right, here is Sinestro number 15, and okay, all right. Yeah, you guys guessed it. Okay. Who do I think would win, Green Lantern or Superman? Green Lantern. Watchmen 2 by Bendis. Is that true? That's not true. That is not true. I wonder what Bendis is going to do. Yeah, Green Lantern would obviously win, only if he really, really wanted to. I mean, these questions are important. We do need to discuss these superhero who would win questions. But the truth of the matter is Green Lantern can do anything if he wants to do it badly enough. And that's the truth. My favorite hero between Hal or Superman, that's hard. Superman's been closer to me my whole life. All right. This is Sinestro number 15. So earlier today, I did Sinestro number 7. And it was my first one. And I think I did another one after this, or before this. But this was probably my third fill-in on Sinestro, which was being drawn by Brad Walker. And Nasser, does this earn a reply to my email? Thank you for the super chat. Nasser, I still can't find your email. I'm sorry, my friend. I looked. You know what my email looks like right now? My email looks like 5,000 emails from YouTube that say so-and-so has just subscribed to your channel. Like, literally, that's what my email looks like. It's a mess. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I mean, if you want to resend your email, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. I'm reading you guys. Can you guys see me? Okay, Azriel, thank you for the super chat. Why do people love Rorschach more than the better character, the Question? That's a good question. I think because Rorschach is meaner. He's meaner. And people like that. You know, especially in the 80s when everybody had to be dark, grim and gritty. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't like either of them. You want me to be honest with you? I don't like the Question, and I don't really like Rorschach. I didn't like Watchmen that much. I know, it says very bad connection, but I don't know why. I don't know why, because, okay, it's going away. It should be better now. Yeah. Will Dan Slots still be joining the chat? Yeah, but he hasn't said anything to me yet. He hasn't. Let me see. Should we write to him right now? Let me see. I will ask Dan Slot right at this moment if he will join my chat. Wait, where is he? Oh, I didn't see him because he changed his name to Twitter. Please get rid of Nazi accounts. All right. Hey, Dan. I'll just say, hey, Dan, what are you doing? I hope that's good enough. I hope he doesn't react defensively to that. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing? Yeah. What is my favorite Alan Moore comic book, then, if not The Watchmen? Implied there. I like a lot. I mean, I like most things that Alan Moore's done. I just found The Watchmen to be boring. I did. I read it twice, and each time I was like, wah. I know this is really well drawn. I don't really like it that much. V for Vendetta. No, I don't like that either. That was garbage. I like From Hell. That is my favorite Alan Moore book, From Hell. Yeah. V for Vendetta is garbage. I didn't mean that. Yeah, The Killing Joke too, but I like The Killing Joke because of Brian Boland. Do I like Terry Moore? I love Terry Moore. I met him recently at a convention, and he's a great guy. Really great guy. I know, I'm blaspheming. Alright, Dan Slott is writing back right now. We'll see what he has to say for himself. Thoughts on artists using Sharpies? That's a great question. I think it's up to them. They can use Sharpies if they'd like to, but they're not going to get good results. And the ink in the Sharpie will fade and turn a yellowish green over time. Do you like Denny O'Neil? Yes, I like Denny O'Neil. No, I do not like Green Lantern, Green Arrow. I think that run is ridiculous. I have a strong opinion about it. I read it and I'm just like, I guess at some point in time, like, this seemed relevant and kind of right on and important, but I don't like the way Green Arrow reacts. I don't like the way he behaves. I don't like the things that he says. I don't like the way he says them. I don't find them to be heroic. I find them to be obnoxious. It's so good and help DC. And well, yeah, look, pop culture philosophers, I hear you. That's what most people think. I disagree. I don't think it was good. I think the art was nice. No, I've never called anyone a tracer, except for Rob Granito. Do you keep references of the lanterns you draw so you can keep them all straight? No, not really. Not really. Yeah, Neil Adams is really, really good. It's just, wait, the only thing I read of GLGA is Snowbirds Don't Fly. Well, I mean, I like the junkie story. I like Speedy being a junkie. Here's Dan Slott. He's just doing dinner and a movie. When do you want to podcast YouTube? Free Monday or Tuesday? Let's see. Monday's a Janet Jackson concert, but I'm not going. I have tickets, so I'm not going. Let's see. Do you want to do it Monday? What do you guys think? Monday or Tuesday? For Dance Slot Live. I mean, you know. Should I ask him what movie? I'm going to ask him what movie. What movie? Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. See, it's pretty split. Monday. I feel like it's my choice. So, see you next Tuesday. I should just say that to him. That wouldn't be nice. He would get it though. He's you know, he's quick on the ball with those 80s jokes. Yeah. Flip a coin. Huh. Yeah, he hasn't answered what movie yet. Monday. How long does it take to be able to draw hands and feet well enough so that they look like hands and feet? Well, what's the problem? I mean, you have a hand right here, and you can use. I mean, look. Let's see, what do we use? Let's talk about hands and feet for a minute. Oh, hold on, Dan's writing back. You know what a hand is, okay? You see the basic shape of a hand. A hand is a square. This is the palm of your hand. So if you're going to draw a hand, hi Ken Everson. If you're going to draw a hand, you start with like an open hand. Start here, and then there's kind of like this weird kind of chicken leg shape. He's watching Adam West's Batman. Oh my God. Are you serious? Adam West Batman. You're the man. I think Monday. Maybe at 9. I never would have guessed that. I should ask him what he's eating too. Dinner and a movie. What do you eat when you watch Adam West Batman? I mean, I guess I would order. It doesn't. Pizza seems too cliche. Chicken wings. Yeah. Ham. Oh dear. I don't know. All right, what do you think of the? All right, I gotta focus on one thing at a time because I'll get. Oh, Brian Denham's here. Hi, Brian. Brian Denham is an artist of one of my favorite artists. I knew him from the 90s when he drew Violator, Bad Rock for Rob Liefeld. He worked for Rob Liefeld for a little while. He has some terrific Rob Liefeld stories. He says, hi, Ethan. Love your channel, boo. Brian, I must have told your Rob Liefeld glider on the rooftop story 100 times. 100 times. All right, last question for Dan Slott. What's for dinner? With Adam West. Yeah, this is important. Yeah, Brian, do you care if I tell these people your Rob Liefeld glider story, or is that too personal? I mean, I don't know. You might want to save it. Like, it might. Okay, Brian says I have permission to tell this story, and I want to make sure that I do. For a long time, I wanted to do a documentary on Rob Liefeld, so I was collecting stories, and Brian had a great one. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong throughout this story, okay, because I might get details wrong. All right, so Brian was a Marine. Oh, Rob told the story? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, good. Except the ending. So I think Brian was a Marine, a former Marine who was an artist, and he was basically hired by Rob Liefeld and Extreme Studios in the 90s. And so, of course, Rob wanted to give him an interview because Brian's a big guy. He's a former Marine. And Rob, I think, is kind of a tough guy, too. He's a big guy. He works out. And basically, Rob wanted to sit him down and say, hey, Brian, I like your art, blah, blah, blah. That's not really important. Do you think you could beat my ass? And Brian looked Rob Liefeld up and down and said, yeah, probably. And Rob kind of said, cool. So Rob took that as kind of like the wrong way. Real quick, Dan Slott is having breakfast for dinner, corned beef hash and scrambled eggs. I never would have guessed that either. I never would have thought. I never would have guessed that. I'm telling him that. Okay, Monday it is. Sorry, I'm doing a million things at once here. All right, so anyway, so Rob kind of, and this, again, Brian, I think there was at some point dinner with the Extreme guys, and you began to tell people in a joking kind of manner your plan to kill, like how you would kill everybody in the studio. If like, okay, so Brian is, Brian is basically joking with the guys. I mean, he's a teenager or whatever. He's in his early 20s. And they're at dinner, and he's like, okay, here's what I would do, guys. Like, I would come in early in the morning before the secretary got there, and I would, I would knock out the secretary, and I'd throw her in the closet, and then I'd hide behind her desk. And then, as each one of you came in, and I would mark which time you guys normally come in, I would whack each one of you guys out and basically stack you up so that you couldn't stop me from getting to Rob. So, I don't know if drinks were involved or what, but this is just, listen, this is Brian Denham basically being Batman, in essence. He's like, I could take out the whole studio. Rob heard about this and was not pleased and began to believe with this and, I think I could kick your ass comment during the interview that Brian might be trying to kill him. And so one day, basically the guys at Extreme were like, were big kids. I mean, they would go out and buy toys and play with them. They had way too much money. Guys, this was back in the 90s when these comic books were making so much money that guys in their early 20s and even late teens were making 40 grand in royalties and just buying cars. And it was no big deal. So anyway, they bought a bunch of these gigantic balsa wood, or maybe they were styrofoam. I'm picturing big gliders. And they got on top of the roof of the Extreme building and they began to throw the gliders into traffic. Okay? And every time Brian... every time Brian would come over to the corner where Rob was, by the edge of there, so they're on top of the building, and Rob would move. And Rob began to be under the impression that Rob began to be under the impression that Brian was trying to kill him. Brian, how did that story end? It's like, guys, protect me. Brian's trying to throw me off the building. Oh my God. Yeah, who knew what was going on with Extreme? Who knew? It was a different time. It was just a different time. By the way, Dan Slott adds that Henry Cavill's mustache was removed with CGI and post at a cost of $25 million. Cesar Romero's mustache in Batman, white makeup, $8. That's a great point. That is economy right there. And that's the problem. That is our problem right now, is we're not saving money. Rob stayed away and left the top of the building. He left. And that is, yeah. Well, it could have been a movie, and it would have been good. It would have been good. It would have been a documentary. I would have interviewed several people about it, but Brian would have been one of them. And Brian, you didn't last very long there. Did you? You did, the part Rob told was his guys were throwing the glider off the building, but not the part about me. Oh, okay. That was the funny part. Yeah. Yeah, about a year and a half you worked there. But yeah, I don't know, it just seemed like a kind of a toxic boys club. I really still think it would make a great movie. You know, that's my opinion. All right, anyway, back to how to draw a hand. So you've got a square. This is the palm. Now you're going to want to think of each finger, okay? First of all, the effect of what fingers look like is this shape, okay? It's almost like a little kind of temple shape, but you know, a finger is essentially shaped like this. Then it gets wider at the knuckles and kind of telescopes downward. That's what a finger looks like. So you have to practice drawing a finger. All right. Knuckle. And you know that the middle finger is longest. Brian will tell you this. All right, so anyway, and it's all these little, okay, so you got the next finger, the ring finger, where I will be wearing a ring in 2 weeks, is the same size roughly as your pointer finger, and then your little baby pinky finger. And there you go. And then the palm. Now once you just have a basic idea of how to draw, fingers can apparently determine if you are gay by the lengths. I didn't know that. Whoever disliked this video, your mom's a hoe, says Matthew Edwards. Well, I wouldn't jump to conclusions, Matthew. Wait, I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Alright, so anyway, Ellie is asking to draw ankles. Alright, that's I see, this is the thing, like, I want to do a whole, I want to focus on one thing at a time. Like, I would like to just say, okay, so here's a basic hand, and now let's talk about bending the fingers and turning the hand in all different positions, and etc., etc. Like, that's a whole video in and of itself, and that might be like a half-an-hour video. Jazz hands, that's right, Brian. This is jazz hands. I can't do it, never mind. I should do an anatomy lesson video series. I don't know. I'm not Bart Sears, guys. You know, I'm basically Jeep. Okay? Jeep. Just educated enough to perform. Yeah. I encourage you guys to work on things like hands, just based on, you know, looking at your own hands, and maybe even taking photographs of them. Yeah. I think this is going to stick with you. You know, before I got into comics, guys, I had a job as a teenager, and I answered an ad in the newspaper. It said, hey, we're looking for people who want to work in advertising. And I'm like, well, I'm 19. I want to work in advertising. I'd be great in advertising. Well, it was a scam. We all met in this big barn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and these kind of dudes in tights came, like, we had to sit in a circle on the floor. It was all these people kind of my age, a little bit older, and these dudes in black tights, I'm not even joking about this, came backflipping into the room. They were doing cartwheels and backflips, and they landed in the middle of us. And they said, oh yeah, are you guys ready to sell? And everybody went, yeah, like a cult, okay? And I was like, yeah. Are you ready to sell? Yeah. And they said, yeah, juice, buy that. And I said, juice? What's juice? and they said, Juice, join us in creating excitement. And I said, whoa, Juice, buy that, join us in creating excitement. And basically what they wanted us to do, this was a whole kind of marketing scam where they wanted to get dumb people like me to go outside with these coupon books for like, hey, you pay $20 for this book and you get $5 off a pitcher of beer for like 20 times. No, not Jews buy that. Not Jews buy that. Juice buy that. Join, like if it were Jews, it would be like join Ethan with, I don't know, I can't figure it out. But yeah, so Juice buy that, and join us in creating excitement. And so basically, like I think maybe me and one other person there was an actual like person that wanted to work there, and the rest of them were all actors, and they had these kind of free to be me and you hippie freaks come in and basically con us into trying to go door to door selling coupon books. And somebody stood up and said, you know what, yesterday I went out, I was out there all day and I only made $5, but I don't care because I know one day I'm going to be the president of $1 million business. And they said, that's right, Juice buy that and Juice buy that. So I did actually go out there and I did actually make $5 selling those coupon books. And then the next day they called me about doing Cyberfrog at Hall of Heroes. And the guy threatened me. I mean, he called my house. He said, are you coming back here to sell these? And I said, no, you know what? Like, I appreciate the opportunity. I was very professional. I said, I appreciate the opportunity, but I think I'm going to be a comic book artist instead. So, and he said, if you don't come back tomorrow, don't come back at all. This opportunity's closed to you. And I said, gee, that's okay. I guess that's the way it's going to be. All right, so that's I was not juiced by that. I didn't join them in creating excitement. I left us in creating excitement. I left them. No, I abandoned them in selling bullshit. All right. Anyway, I can't make something better out of that. Juice was pretty good. It was pretty good. All right, so sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. It's a hot day, and it's on another planet. And there are aliens, skinny ones with flies buzzing around their heads. And they're thirsty. They're thirsty. They're thirsty, and then there's a silhouette of a guy coming in. Somebody said, how many of those cards do you have? You want to see here? I have this many of them. I don't know, so not too many, but a lot. I can do a lot of drawings. Yeah, is it Saint Walker? That's a good question. But whoever it is gives this poor starving alien child some water to drink. Here, water. Do not despair. You have not been forgotten. And then we see, because our eyes are clear, and we're able to see the kind creature who is traveling with many, many water pouches on his back, though his frame is thin. He is strong. His name is Saint Walker, and he is the leader of, and the last of, the Blue Lanterns. I only wish that I could do more, he says. I say the same thing often on Twitter. He wipes his mouth. And there, look at these bugs that are flying all around. Brian, do you like these bugs? Brian Denham? Let me zoom in so Brian can see if he likes these bugs. I'm not moving until... Okay, Brian says, hell yes, I like the bugs. All right, now that Brian's liked the bugs, we can move on. Charity upbraideth not, but you can't spill the water. And these guys are trying to attack him to get the rest of this water. He's saying, please give me room. There's only so much to go around. And he says, let me tend to those who need it most. Get back. And then he blows them all to hell. All right. You got to do that sometimes. You got to do that. You got to say, look, you give me my space so I can help. How many of you have had to tell people, I appreciate it, but get the hell away from me so I can help people? Raise your hands. All right, so quite a few of you. Yeah, help me, help you. All right, so quite a few of you have had to assault people so that you could help them. Me too. I am sorry, but there's not much water to go around, and I do what little I can. I'll return soon, bringing more water if I can find it. Here, it's not much, but a little water might help. He says it to this dude. Yeah. And then this dude grabs his wrist and makes him spill the water. He says, thanks for the offer, but I'm not thirsty. It's Twilight Lobo. Okay? Sparkly Vampire Lobo. As drawn by me, Ethan Van Sciver. The name's Lobo. Now that's in question. His name might be Lobo, but he's not the Lobo. He's a different Lobo. I don't know why they wanted to do this. At some point, like, look at his hair and everything. I tried to make him tougher, but he's little. I don't know why they decided that, like, regular Lobo was toxic. You know, like, he's too big, he's too scary. Big biker Lobo. I'm not sure why they did that. But they did do that, and they created this new version of Lobo that they were trying really hard to make stick, and people rejected it. And this is the thing. I will say this for DC Comics. Like, they tried to do it, and it didn't work. And so, where's he now? In a bottle. In hell. Okay? So that's kind of how you got to do it. You can test market these characters, but if fans don't want them, you got to get rid of them and bring back what they do want. Anyway, he says, and you're Saint Walker, right? The Blue Lantern. Messenger of Hope. I think he said that sarcastically. Yeah. Kind of hypocritical, isn't it? This is the thing. People are always pointing out hypocrisy, as if hypocrisy was a big deal. It's not a big deal to be a hypocrite. We're all, like, how many people are not hypocrites? Everyone's a hypocrite. If you have morals at all, if you have ethics and standards, and they're good, you are going to fail to meet them. And that's going to make you a hypocrite. But see, it's not about failing to meet your standards that makes you a bad person. It's about having no standards at all. No standards at all. So, if you have morals and you're trying really hard and you fail to stand up to your morals and to be as good as you can be, yeah, that makes you a hypocrite, but it also makes you human, and tomorrow you can try again. He says, kind of hypocritical, isn't it? You trying to sow the seeds of optimism when you're borderline hopeless yourself. That's not hypocritical, that's wonderful. He's giving his last bit of energy. Yeah, last bit of energy to help these people. Look at his poor little face. Oh my God. Listen, he's one of mine. Okay, I created Saint Walker. I love him. Look at his face. He's scared. He's a little scared. He says, you might have given me a run for the money, but your ring requires the light of a Green Lantern to make it work at full capacity, and they're in short supply these days. That's true. And you're an easy kill. He backhands Hope. The messenger of Hope. He backhands him. Look at him with a bitch slap. Crack. Hold on. Crack. So I want you to picture getting hit in the jaw and it making a cracking noise. And then look at this little face. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. If I wanted you dead, he says. Oh. Now, this is basically like crane kicking Mother Teresa. Sure, we've all wanted to... Oh, no, I'm just kidding. This guy, he is nothing but goodness. This is like giving Emmanuel Lewis a scissor kick to the face. Like, he doesn't, like, he can't stand up to that, especially when his ring isn't working. What, look at him, look at this guy. He says, HNN? He says, what's this? Coming to the defense of your holy man? Trust me, you don't want to play hero. Look at these poor creatures. They're just like, they have identified the bully. And they're going to pick up sticks and whatever they have on the ground. And even though, they look like they've survived a Civil War camp, they are going to try to fight Lobo. Look at the eyes bulging. I was careful to give them all unique faces. They're ugly. They're ugly, but they're noble. He says, and they don't speak, my job parameters were clear enough, no civilian casualties, but the moment you take arms up against me, well, I stop viewing you as civilians at all. And that gives me more flexibility in my dealings with you, he says as he pulls out 2 shiny knives. I don't know if this crotch shot of St. Walker was called for. Sometimes I look back at my own work and I have to question myself. I don't know if shooting right up his crotch was the right thing to do here. I mean, he's unconscious. And that's a problem I have with a lot of Green Lantern books from the 1970s. A lot of times they shoot Hal Jordan, like the artist shoots Hal Jordan flying from behind with his legs spread eagled, so you get right up his crotchola area. Like, you have to look at his, muffiny area, like in his spandex. And it gives you no choice. If you want to, somebody said taint walker. That was good, Mr. Blunt. Unkind, but good. I'll flip the page. And so there's a silhouetted fight. And Lobo is just not really helping himself with the fans, I don't think. Lobo is beating the crap out of these starving aliens. Not only that, he's making a Wolverine face when he's doing it, as if he is howling. Like this is a war cry. He says, put your grubby hands on me, I've scorched entire planets for less. Their whip is my bloodhound, tracking those who might one day become dissident to my order. You think I'll spare you because you're desperate, because you're thirsty? Killing some. Look at the water jugs here. Bringing others under my heel. This is when it all went bad, when he did this. He smushed the water. The code says it doesn't matter. You still need to be punished. Hold on, I'm going to get a water bottle. Now I'm thirsty. Okay. Are you happy, Emily? All right, here we go. Just thinking about Dan Slott's dinner tonight dehydrated me. Okay. Yeah, smush the water. And here he is. He's got his 2 big knives out. He said, you think your throats are dry now? I've got half a mind to set up camp in orbit. Fry even the smallest rain cloud I spot. I'll rip your spit glands from your throats so you don't even have that. And all of this is mean. And you can see the reflection. Look at their hungry let me turn this upside down. And let's look at their hungry little faces. I mean, their thirsty little faces. Oh, I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Alright. So then suddenly, as if he deserves it, a yellow ring flies down from the sky. He says, I'll come down and carve the dreams from your gray matter. This is unkind. And, you like that? Did you like my Wilson Phillips? You did? Alright. I've never done this before, but it might be time. Might be time to do this. Hold on. I know it's black right now. But... Hi, it's me. Let me put this right here. Hi, everyone. Okay. This is, for the aliens on the planet. There it is. I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? You've got no one to blame for your unhappiness. You got yourself into your own mess, letting your worries pass you by. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Sorry. A live musical interlude. I hope you like that. But let's get back to the comic book. That's what we're here for. Alright. I have to scotch tape this thing back to my lamp again. Thank you. For those of you who liked my comic book roundabout. That's nice of you. But I have to put this alright there. Yeah, I mean every now and then, if you feel it, you gotta let it happen. Alright, so back to Lobo. Okay, so Lobo gets a yellow ring. It says, Lobo of Zarnia, you have the ability to instill great fear. And he becomes a Sinestro Corps Lobo. Now, we've seen this. I mean, we've seen this kind of thing before. But never before to someone who was such a jerk. And look, he says, not again. I already told you. Look at this guy's nuts. He says, I already told you half a dozen times. I'm not joining your little gang. And he cuts his finger off. Now, hold on. Let me try an experiment. My chair is squeaky. It needs oil. I'm just going to try an experiment. And you guys, I don't know if you have one of these at home. If you do, you can try it with me. This is a black lantern ring. I don't want this on my finger. Okay? Look. All right, here we go. Black lantern ring. Oh, no. I don't want this on my hand. I did it. I took it off. Wait, let me try it again. Came right off. I didn't need to do this. I didn't need to do this, did I? And by the way, the ring is taking your finger with you. With it. Now, rarely do I criticize the actions of supervillains. I understand why they do. What they do, they have to. It's what they do. It's in their nature. But this was unnecessary. Seeking alternative host. The planet of Arclu will have to limp along without St. Walker's feeble ministrations. Yeah, well, I don't know how well it's going to do. Here's Lobo's spaceship. they gave me the reference for this, and I chose not to draw it. I chose to draw it very small, so I wouldn't have to actually draw it big. Lobo's charter is to bring the Blue Lantern. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. God, I'm glad to be away from that guy. Oh, here's my family here. Here are my boys. Got Sinestro. He's looking great. Look at him. Look at this gesture. I make this gesture when I open the refrigerator. I'm like, I go, I wonder what Dan Slott's having. And that's how I make my decision, he says to me. And in the background here we have some of my favorites. Here's Arkillo, who was created by Ivan Rice. Here's Slush, created by me. Here is Tri-Eye, created by me and Jeff Johns. Here's Crib, created by me. And here is Becca, who you saw in Sinestro Corps, or no, Sinestro number 7. She's now become a Sinestro Corps member. She looks really good. And back here is a very jealous woman. She is in love with Sinestro. Her name is, what is her name? I forget. Is it Arissa or something like that? I don't know. Yeah. Hold on, let me get another drink of water. Whoa. Thirstier than I thought. Alright, look at this. So here comes Lobo, and he's got Saint Walker with him. Stand down, assassin. Another step towards Sinestro, and I'll decorate space with your intestines. That just seems like... Alright. No, I won't even... Never mind. He says, your funeral, little goddess. And they face off. Look, this guy smacks around starving aliens. And she's in her face. She's like, you think I can't sense you trying to get into my head, into my cells, trying to stir feelings of love within me? Won't do you any good. Those emotions perished a long time ago, and there's no raising them from the dead. Ooh, okay. So let's go back and just see the storytelling here. Do you guys feel the tension that's going on here? Like the jealousy? And she's closer to him than she is. All right? Closer. She is kind of like, look, I'm wearing my panties really low. And there's envy there, right? So right here, when Lobo comes and says, yo, whatever, she's like, huh? My man. She's like, my man. She's wrong. He's not a man. He's Twilight Lobo. It's all right, everyone. Let Lobo pass. He wants to vent his frustration, and I'm more than happy to hear him out, says Sinestro. And he's followed by his friends. I really like drawing Crib. I do. And look at Sinestro's hair. It's like it's tousled. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to leash me with those damned rings of yours. He says, you've made it abundantly clear, Lobo, your services are strictly freelance, and I've honored that arrangement. The rings chose you because of your frightening presence. Somebody asked if I am Team Edward or Team Jacob. That's a good question. I am Team Butt Crack Santa, if you're wondering. All right. So Lobo and Sinestro are watching all the screens of different characters that I created. Let's see if I created all of these. Yes. No, wait. Maybe not. No. Yes. 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 Yes again. Yes. Yes. No. So mostly yes. Mostly this is me. Okay. They are drawn to it like flies to rotting meat. All of the rings are drawn to different extremes of the emotional spectrum: hope, compassion, rage, fear. So many ring wielders, even without the Green Lanterns, and each one a threat to my agenda. Your job is to harry them, run them down, task them, eliminate them so that I can focus on other matters. That's what we're paying you for. That's what you're paying for. But no more yellow rings. That's my scary voice. His voice is probably more like this. That's what you're paying me for, but no more yellow rings. Okay. Or our next conversation is going to be quite a bit more unpleasant for you. Look at, with her finger in her mouth. That's a pretty good gesture. Like, that's a pretty good sign that a girl's into you when she's biting her fingernail while looking at you. And that's what's going on here. Alright, so, suddenly smoke, and here she is. And this isn't really, well, he likes it. He wants to hear every last word. He says, you're Lissa Drack. So she's just coming on to him. And, you're Lissa Drack, Sinestro's record keeper. You'll pardon the assumption, but I thought you were also his woman. For such a well-traveled, well-seasoned man. You have a limited understanding of the relationship between a ruler and subject. Oh, so she's his slave. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what Lobo does with that enticing offer. So Sinestro was walking Saint Walker down the hallway. This is a great hallway. This is a good design by me. It's pretty alien looking, and I've never really seen anything like it. So, good job, EVS. You must forgive the bindings. Even in your weakened state, you could pose difficulties if you decided to become unruly, and I cannot have you attempting to escape before you've heard my proposal. Yeah, his proposal. I've seen dozens of yellow lanterns since I was brought here. No doubt I'd be caught if I tried to flee. See, this is why he's not a Green Lantern, because he has no willpower. No doubt I'd be caught if I tried to flee. By the way, no hope either. How is this dude, the emissary of hope? He says, no doubt. The failure of any attempted flight is not in question. I worry only that my lanterns might kill you during the chase. And why let me keep my ring at all? Why? Oh, it's so sad. Oh. It is true, I have my agents hunting down other ring wielders. Some of them must be destroyed for the greater good, but I see potential in you, St. Walker. I've had conversations with Richard Johnson from Bleeding Cool. They're almost exactly like this. He says, potential? Almost exactly like this. He says, your blue ring, it can change colors. Wait, it can charge rings of any color. It can heal those for whom you feel hope. Those abilities could be of use to me. Look at that. You overestimate me. Without the presence of a Green Lantern, without the presence of true will, there's almost nothing I can do. This is the planet, okay, that he just came from with all the starving people. But the Green Lanterns are gone, and it is doubtful that they will ever return. These are nice abs? Yeah, he does crunches. You know what he does, though? He holds a ball between his knees, and he does crunches to either side. Like, he touches his elbow to either knee, back and forth, and then he just does them straight forward. And then he actually hangs and does, full sit-ups, like Rocky. And that's where these abs come from. Yeah. Well, if he did them all day, Okay. And plus, he doesn't really, look, what is he? He's 0% body fat. Yeah. But all the Green Lanterns are gone. It's doubtful they'll ever return. The Sinestro Corps is the universe's new police force. That's true. You should put your hope in us. My ring cannot. Sinestro says, perhaps you just need the proper motivation. How little you know about how these rings of ours work. Bound to our emotions, they serve us, not the other way around. Here, let me show you something. Now here is War World. Okay, we saw this. I mean, this is basically, if you watched my commentary track, which I know you all did, for Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps #1, Rebirth #1, you saw War World and it had a big Sinestro Corps symbol on it, which it has here too, but nobody lit it up here. It's not lit up. Okay, War World, a massive battle station in my control. New host to Ranks, the living city of the Sinestro Corps. It's a little bit like Unicron. The sight of it filling the skyline causes fear to spread like wildfire. Look at all these. Oh, she's carrying a basket on her head. Oh, of what? Of laundry? What? Of food? You got what's in the basket? Rocks? I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun. What horrors await within? What doom will War World unleash? The expressionless faces of my Manhunter androids betray no answers. The unknown, the uncertainty. And look at the Manhunters. You know what's funny? You guys want to know how I did this? Because I don't use computers. And I want you to look. Brian Denham, are you still here? Do you see the perfection? No, it's not a stat. It's not a stat. How did I do it? Brian, are you impressed with the uniformity of these Manhunters? Yeah, you've got to be. No light box, gentleman 33. No tracing. No. Yeah, it is impressive. Yeah, all I did was Xerox one. Like 20 times and cut them out and line them up. All right, so that is handmade. That's a handmade like stat. Okay, so you draw one, and I probably drew this one here because it's a complete one, and then I just Xeroxed it and got like 20 copies of it, cut them all out, and then carefully placed them, and then cut this guy right here so he'd fit, and cut this guy at the feet, and then drew clouds, at least a little white out there to clean it up, and then I cleaned up the edges because you would see the edges of the paper. I actually went ahead and drew silhouettes of the next ones behind. So yeah, work smarter, not harder. That's right. I did glue them down. And it's low tech, but boy did it work. And who would know that except for the person who got the original art and said, what the hell? All right. Oh, look at him here. Yeah. Fuels my resolve. Okay, wait. The unknown, the uncertainty. Fuels my resolve. What are you doing? The people of Arclu are peaceful. We have no weapons. You cannot... Oh, wait, no, that's a different story. You cannot use them against me. You cannot make an example of them. You prefer a different target? Then tell me you're a military target? Then... All right. Yeah. You can't... All right. If that is what I wish, who could stop me? Who could stop Sinestro? Ethan's weenie voice is strange. What's my weenie voice? All right, look. Don't make fun of my voice. All right. I'm reading you guys. Yeah, who could stop Sinestro? The Green Lanterns are no more. They're not around anymore. And so now these are all Manhunters. So these are these. Do you know how I did this? I drew it once, like that one, and I photocopied it 1,000 times. Pasted it in. True story. And here they go. They're coming to ostensibly attack this poor planet of Arclu. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Just run. Run as these Manhunters, these merciless creatures, descend on your world at your weakest moment and land with a big crate. What's in that crate? Look at this little child. Look at... Oh, that's so sad. Look at this little child. You can see his spine. Oh, my God. And he's gonna do something bad. He's going to do something bad with that. Olivar asked me how long did this War World take. I don't know. A few minutes. All right. This is a loot crate. This is the Stan Lee loot crate. It's full of things that you don't want. That everyone has. All right. So as you've said though, isn't that weird about loot crates? You get a loot crate and it's like you open it and you go, okay, I want none of this. And not only do I want none of this, I can't even keep it because everyone just got it. So why would I keep it? And I just throw them right in the garbage. As you've said though, the people of this world are peaceful. And what's more, that's right, they are starving. It falls to me, to my Corps, to help them. Delight. Oh, hooray. It's food and drink and ham. It's ham. That's right, you have everything you need to go watch Adam West's Batman right now. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so this made me really happy to draw. Very happy to draw. And then look, they all open their crates. Food. And, yeah. Yay, celebrate. And then more come down. More manhunters come down, dropping off crates of food. Is Sinestro really that bad of a guy? He can't believe it. He said, so why is he doing this? He said, where there was hunger once, thirst, there is now hope, faith. Faith in Sinestro. Now do you understand? Hitler did things like this, I'm sure. You know, let's give people that we've conquered some stuff. You know, maybe they'll dig it. Yeah. And St. Walker can't believe it. Warworld is equipped with terraforming equipment. Soon our clue will find itself once more capable of sustaining crops, sustaining abundant flora and fauna, sustaining life. I judged you too harshly, Sinestro. Sinestro, look at his face. I'm sorry. He's funny. Your expectations led you astray. Now, though, is your chance to help, to use the power of hope to aid my Corps. Okay. Yeah. Another funny face. I'm sorry. My art makes myself laugh. I hope it makes you laugh too. Or maybe I don't want. Do I want you to laugh at my art? I have to think about that. I'll get back to you. I'm sorry, but I cannot. If it were possible, yes, of course, but my ring only works in the presence of the green light of willpower. I understand. I think, however, you'll find my will to be quite convincing. Holy My science division is prepared to work tirelessly to learn the secrets of your ring and your connection to it. Your flesh and blood, your spirit, tied to the ring's functionality, ready to be reshaped. We'll peel away whatever limitations prevent you from helping us. An agonizing process, I'm sure. But I think in time, St. Walker, you'll thank me for it. See that? His ring lights up with fear, the fear of St. Walker. And look at this thing here, this monstrosity with needles and this torture device. And this is kind of cute. This person right here. Yeah, it's nice. So there you go. Really good story. Who's here? Oh, this is Rob Venditti. That's my current writer on Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. That's nice. There's Brett Booth. He goes by Demon Puppy on Twitter. And Van Jensen. I don't know what he's doing now. He was really good. He was helping write The Flash for a little while. Fantastic cover again by Brad Walker. I remember when I saw this, I said to Brad, this looks like a Joe Quesada cover to me. I really, really like it. It's a great angle. It's not something I would have thought of. It's really, really good. Great job. So that's it. That's Sinestro number 15. I think I might have done another one. I'm just reading some of your comments. I can't respond to them. I think I might have done another issue of Sinestro. I don't know. Yeah. And you should. I mean, this whole series was really, really good. I was happy to work on it. I do love all of the lanterns, all of them. And, you know, being a... I didn't notice this. Like, that's like a widow's peak, like I've never seen before. All right. But yeah, I love it. I'm happy to be working on Green Lantern stuff. When I see it, it makes me laugh with glee. It always makes me happy. The good stuff, the evil stuff, the wonderfulness of these characters. They're all cute. I mean, Saint Walker is just adorable to me. Look at this. Again, look at his little face. Look at his little face. I remember designing him in an airport where, I knew, Jeff and I had just established this idea that there was going to be a Blue Lantern Corps and all the other ones. And I remember just sitting in an airport and thinking, I have to create the most innocent-looking creature. What is the most innocent-looking animal on Earth? And I thought of a dolphin. I think dolphins look like they ain't going to hurt nobody, right? You think he doesn't look like Jar Jar Binks, does he? I have to look at Jar Jar Binks. That really scared me when you said that. Don't tell me I was influenced by Jar Jar Binks, because I know that would be... No, he doesn't. Are you serious? No. The most innocent-looking creature is a scorpion. Yeah, so I just thought, what? You... Not Jar Jar. There are some people who are trolling me in this chat right now and telling me that he does look like Jar Jar Binks. Me some Blue Lantern. Okay, let's see. I'll answer some questions now, guys. I really appreciate your joining me for this. This was fun. I hope you enjoyed the live musical interlude too. Yeah. Alright, now you're all going to tell me that he looks like Jar Jar Binks. Abe Sapien. Yeah, maybe a little. I don't know. Dolphins and porpoises really are savage predators. Yeah, but isn't it true that dolphins and porpoises actually care about people? Or is it not true? And that was the impression that I always got, that if you're drowning, a dolphin will come and help you. Is it wrong? Will they eat you? They're not going to eat you. Thoughts on Mark Strong as Sinestro in the film version of Green Lantern? Rich Rod asks me. Samuelson, I didn't like it, and everyone else did, and I didn't. I didn't like it. He's too handsome. Sinestro is a lot of things. He's not a handsome man. He looks like Gary Oldman in Hannibal. Okay. Yeah, that's unkind. I'm trying to suggest that Saint Walker's cute, and you guys are trying to suggest that he looks like a hideous burn victim. Love the design, but wouldn't Innocent be more of a cuddly mammal-looking thing? Yeah, and there could be more of those too, Spunter 11. There could definitely, and I never really got to do it, but I mean, if we were to establish the Blue Lantern Corps, we could definitely do more Ewoks for you. Yeah. I don't know. Will we ever see Aya and Razor from the excellent Green Lantern cartoon in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps? Ooh, I would like to do that. I'd like to bring Razor. The theory is that Harley Quinn came from an animated series and now she's one of DC's most popular characters. The flip side of the coin is the Wonder Twins. So, does it necessarily mean that a character from animated DC properties is going to translate well to the comics? I don't know. I would say it's worth a try. Orion of New Genesis asks me, will you do a stream where you create a character and the viewers give input through the drawing process? So you would like me to do a live drawing stream and then you guys say, no, do it this way. That sounds horrible, Ryan. That sounds like a bad time. I don't know. If you guys want, I will. I've got a lot of things. I mean, people are asking me to do, drawing videos, and I don't even know where to begin because they're so, I gotta find a place to begin, because I would have to say, okay, this drawing lesson is about how to draw, like we were just doing a hand. And I don't know, it's like we gotta work on hands for a little while. Emily asks, Ethan, Tim Drake live stream when? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. In case you guys don't know, we talked to Dan Slott earlier, and Dan Slott has agreed to do the live stream. He's gonna do the live stream on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know we've all been looking forward to that live stream, and it is important that we actually fulfill that promise to you. So I'm going to, we are going to do that. Please do attend that. Please be polite. I'm asking you to be on your best behavior. Yeah, I think that would be good. You can troll him if you want. It's just not gonna, he'll ignore you. I hope he ignores you. I hope he does. I don't want him to actually respond to trolling. I want him to focus on doing a good video that people will find useful. You need to ask him why he has you blocked. Well, you can do that. Feel free to do that. Ellie says, get Ben on instead. Ben who? I don't know what you mean. Ben Bendis? I don't know. Yeah, tell him not to look at the chat. EVS, how much research do you do when you're tasked with taking on a book for a character? It depends. I mean, it really depends. How permanent am I going to be there? Am I going to be there for a long time? In that case, I will read quite a few books. But the other thing is that I could just read the most recent stuff and try not to be too influenced by things other artists who have gone before. One of my favorite things about Todd McFarlane, who is one of my favorite artists of all time, is that his take on classic Marvel characters were always so original. You could say, Todd McFarlane's version of the Ghost Rider or of the Hobgoblin or Green Goblin, and they were always fresh and new looking and exciting, and it's because I think he was aware of the characters, but he did his own spin on things. So it's important to kind of keep yourself fresh and keep yourself free and unrestricted by the past. Burgundy Ghost asks, Ethan, have you ever drawn Gnort? I have. He was in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 22. Okay, in the lunchroom scene, you'll see him. Bend over, somebody said. Yeah. How long in advance did you guys plan Blackest Night? Maybe 6 months. Ethan, can you tease your upcoming GL arc? No, not yet. It's too soon. Have you ever drawn Swamp Thing? Yeah, because a lot of people are asking me to draw Swamp Thing, and I drew Swamp Thing at the signing I did on Wednesday for someone. James says, should get Yost and Kyle to come on and talk about your input with X23. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I'd be happy to do that with those guys. Because I would like to know, I mean, the idea of doing a female teenage Wolverine, frankly, it's something that I think you're going to trip over eventually. You would realize that that's a really good idea. So I would basically want to ask them, I'd say, hey, did Bob Harris or anyone at Marvel Comics at the time ask you to do that or put that idea in your head, or was that something that you guys came up with autonomously? And then I would really like to know about the X23 thing. Now that's miraculous. If those guys came up with X23 when my original idea was X32, I'd be amazed. Too much of a coincidence. But I mean, listen, that the way comic books work in that way is that ideas are kind of in the air. So you'll talk to so many creative people when you're in the position of, say, Bob Harris or Joe Quesada, that you'll actually hear them say things and forget where they came from, and then they come out of your own mouth. They're in your head and you're thinking about them all the time, and then they kind of come out somewhere else. So that if I were to say, hey, do you remember? They would say, huh? Maybe. I don't know. I think Joe remembers. Maybe Jimmy Palmiotti too. Arachnophobe. Your videos are great, Ethan, especially the secret commentaries. Oh, good. Thank you. What part of the DCU would you say you know the least about? The Vertigo characters. I don't know a lot about them. Like Preacher, I don't know a lot about Sandman. Impact Player says, in your last Superman Batman vid, it looked like Kilowog has 2 rings. Can lanterns use multiple rings at once? The answer is no. You only need 1 ring. And I don't know. I'd need to look. That might have been a mistake. A mistake? I don't know. You only need 1 ring. Like, having 20 rings on your fingers doesn't mean that your willpower is going to be 20 times as strong. Let's see. Yeah, EVS on dating advice. Keep yourself fresh and free and unrestricted. No, EVS's dating advice is be honest, but be true to yourself, and don't settle, and be a gentleman. Also, always plan exciting and interesting dates. Okay. Let's see. I want Melissa Morg. Where's the line there? How do you keep your art looking fresh and original without giving up those qualities you need to make the characters recognizable? Well, I mean, that is the line. You do need to... I mean, I would say the line is Todd McFarlane, because his stuff looked so kind of new and fresh, but at the same time, you knew that was Green Goblin. You knew that it was Hobgoblin. He just had a very stylized kind of outlook, and... for me, like, I didn't do a lot of looking at the Green Lantern artists that came before me, because I had a feeling that a lot of the things that we were telling readers about the way Green Lanterns work were not actually being depicted properly in the artwork. So when you tell readers that a Green Lantern's costume is made out of pure energy, in other words, it's willpower, it's light, it's solid light, it shouldn't wrinkle like fabric. It shouldn't rip like fabric. It doesn't do that. And also, it doesn't reflect back light. So the black portions of the costume should remain solid black and should not be gray with shadows on it. That doesn't make any sense. All right. I hope that answers that question. Super chat. Did I miss a super chat? Matt. Thank you, Matt. What would be one series or book you would like to work on now besides what you're doing right now? The Flash, I'd like to go back to. I'd also like a few issues of Superman. I'd love Superman. Yeah. EVS, if you were put in a position to launch DC Ultimate Universe, who would you select as a frontman character? Flash, again. I don't know. I mean, Superman, like, if it's not Superman or Batman, those are too obvious, then I would put Flash up there. Leodara, I'm an artist, but I've never tried to draw a comic. Have any advice on how to start, i.e. books, or get, or, I don't know what you mean. Have any advice? Oh. Try to draw a comic. All right. Leodara, I mean, honestly, if you've never tried to draw a comic book before, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just take a comic book, and I want you to find a piece of paper, and I want you to just put the comic book down, trace the comic book on the piece of paper so that you have the exact dimensions of a comic book. And I want you to do your best. I want you to open it up. I want you to find any old, page. Here's a page right here, and you see this layout. You see the way I've laid this out. I want you to copy this layout. Okay, Even if you have to trace these boxes, I want you to do that. And then I want you to draw whatever you want in them. Tell your own story. And that's just how to start doing it. That's how to just kind of begin, drawing your first comic book page, because you have to start somewhere. And then eventually you're going to learn how to draw bigger pages, and I think you'll get comfortable, but it'll take a while. Take a little while. Have you ever drawn the Juggernaut? If not, could you? I've never drawn the Juggernaut. Sure, I would. EVS, I just read the GL issue, metal tie-in. Oh, I'm glad. I don't even think I really I've talked about that much. Here that is right here. We're going to do a commentary for this at some point. Yeah, everyone go out, please, and buy this. This is new on the stands, and I would like you guys to show your support for me and this channel to some degree by going out and buying Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 32, my interiors and my cover. So please make sure to do that, and please, if possible, go to your local comic shop and buy it rather than buying it off the internet. So support someone else's local business, and I thank you kindly. Yeah. How about Booster Gold? Somebody asked me, like, who's your least favorite character at DC? I said Booster Gold. I think that's true. I think that's I don't think that answer would ever change. I have no interest in Booster Gold. Do you ever go back and review the basics of drawing, if for no other reason than to just do a mental tune-up, so to speak? It's a good idea. Sure. Sure, you know. Is it true that Josh Fielkov quit because they wanted him to kill off Jon Stewart? I hope not. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know who Josh is. Whoops, sorry. I live in my own world, you guys. You have to understand that, like, I don't, like, go to a lot of conventions, and I don't really meet a lot of people. I have close friends in comics, but I don't know all these new names. Most of my friends in comics are kind of my age or older. Is Josh really good? What is he doing? When is Carol coming back? Good question. You should refer that one to Rob Venditti on Twitter, and he would answer you. I think, didn't Carol kind of appear in one of these issues recently? I feel like that did happen. Yeah. Yeah, you teased her in the last issue. Good. EVS, have you ever written anything while at DC? No. Would you take a crack at it? Oh no, not this. That's the name of the guy who asked that? Yeah, I did. I wrote a 9-page story about Carousel for a book called Tales of the Blackest Night. And I did this kind of awesome variant cover for it too. I wrote it, penciled, inked it, and colored it. And it came out okay. At EVS, have you heard of the Honey Badgers and what happened at the Calgary Expo? If so, what are your thoughts on that? No, I don't know what that is. Could you fill me in? And then I'll give you my thoughts. Based on what you tell me. Based on your account of whatever that is, I will then give you my reaction. Do you miss Superman's trunks and trunks on other characters that used to have them? Yes. Ever want to do a Kilowog one-shot or series? Yes. Definitely, Seth. Definitely do. Alright, so, I don't hate Booster, I just don't like him. It's like I have no use for him. Honey Badgers are a men's rights group. Okay, so that's silly. What did they do? What happened? Now I want to hear the story. I'm intrigued. Kilowog is awesome. I do too. I miss the old Robin outfit where he just wore like underpants with no tights. He just wore underpants. That's the thing. It's him and Prince Namor. It's like that. If you're gonna cosplay as those guys, you have to be pretty self-confident. Yeah, you have to go out there in your underpants. I do that sometimes when I take out the garbage. It's not comfortable. It's very, makes you self-conscious. Would I do Deathstroke? Yes. Yeah, I would do it, but not if I had a choice. Nobody wants to tell me about honey badgers at the convention in Canada? Oh, here we go. Ooh, I'll bet Melissa Morg knows about this. The honey badgers went to the Calgary Expo because one of their members is a comic artist. They put a little sign supporting Gamergate. They got kicked out for confronting feminists in a panel. Honey badgers were kicked out because of politics. They were trying to sell their comics. Honey badgers, a group of women fighting for men's rights? Yo, I'm really confused. I don't know how I feel about that. It seems like it's conflict. I'm reading a lot of different accounts of this now. Yeah. I don't know. I need to know what they were talking about and everything. I don't really have, some of the honey badgers are women. Huh. Were they causing trouble? I don't know. They got banned for life. Oh, I have no opinion. I really don't. It seems really stupid to me, guys. I'm sorry. EVS, if the talk with Dan goes well, would you try and get more pros to talk to? Yeah, I will. That's definitely going to happen. And here we go. All right, let me read more about this. The feminists started saying stuff about women in comics. They asked if they can rebut what they said. They were polite. It seemed to go fine, and then they got banned for life randomly. It doesn't seem like it makes sense. Alright, I'll read about it. I'll read about it. A bunch of feminists hate them. Yeah. MRA, I heard about that. It's men's rights activists. I learned about that the other day. Alright, EVS, would you ever draw some New God stuff? Sure, I'd be happy to. A lot of fun. When is Wally going to get his own book? Soon, I hope. And I hope he's a Flash. What D-list hero do you like the most? Creeper. I think. I would draw him. Like, if I got my hands on the Creeper, I would do something really, really cool and different. Ethan, are you good friends with Jim Lee? No, just acquaintances. He knows who I am. I've never spent any time with him. The thing about Jim Lee is he's a California guy. Like, when in the 90s, he lived in California. And by the time I got into comics, A, I was not working for Wildstorm, so I never interacted with him. And B, he lived on the other coast, so I didn't interact with him at conventions either. He was already too big. He was huge. So now when he's at DC, he knows who I am. I was able to come into his office and introduce him to Andrea and Ava, and we had a nice little talk. He was inspiring once when I heard him give a lecture about how you should get out there and kick a soccer ball around and stay active when you're drawing comics, because you will get fat. And listen, I'm getting fat right now, so I think about him saying that all the time. And eventually I'm going to have to get off my rear end and get back into personal training. If I were trapped on a desert island with one comic run, which would it be? It would be Fantastic Four number 1 through 102. 102 issues of Fantastic Four. Yeah. Alright, guys. I've kept you... This is the longest live chat I've ever done. And I do appreciate you all coming here. I don't want to keep you guys up all night. I'm sure there are other people doing live chats. I know I tend to get some of Diversity in Comics people. Welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you for visiting. I don't know if he wants to do a chat now or not. He might. Nurkish's live chat was depressing. That's good. Yeah. I try to do this every night though, and thank you guys, seriously. Thank you for coming and just talking comics with me. It's really, really fun. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go too. You guys have a great, terrific Saturday night. I'll try to do another one of these tomorrow. Okay. Here's my hand saying goodbye to you guys. And peace. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay? Thanks. Bye.